Every game is a big time game in the National Football League, and on any given Sunday, any team can beat any other team. And we've seen that, where you had the Detroit Lions had the Vikings dead to rights twice, and the Vikings came back and won, as well as the cheating New Orleans Saints hung around against the Vikings, and the Vikings pulled one out against a bunch of slappies for New Orleans. Happens, right? But the Vikings host the crooked Chicago Bears Week 5, historic U.S. Bank Stadium, and they cannot take the Bears lightly, even though, yes, Ryan Poles, who apparently was a finalist for the Vikings GM job, and then he took the Bears job because he was scared. He was scared of taking on Kwesi Adofo-Mensah. He couldn't handle the pressure of being the general manager of the Minnesota fighting Vikings. Of course, Matt Eberflus, a.k.a. the IKEA toilet, his defense, maybe not so much so far. And Justin Fields, can someone please help this man? Like, Justin Fields, the scouting report on him way back to Ohio State was he needs weapons, he needs an offensive line, and the Bears have neither. So it's not been great. Not been great. But the Vikings have golden opportunity Sunday to start 4-1. Obviously, that's important. Plus, by the way, the Eagles, they play at Arizona, and that's not a gimme, you know, the way the Kylers had that magic. So the Vikings could end Week 5 tied for the best record in the National Football League. Of course, that wouldn't hold up since the Eagles have the head-to-head. Doesn't matter. But almost more importantly, they could start 3-0 in division, which is huge. Huge. Also getting some momentum rolling into Week 6 at Miami, which could be the Hey Teddy revenge game. And the NFC North, as of right, meow. The Vikings do have the tiebreaker over the Packers. Of course, they have the head-to-head, plus they have the edge in the divisional record as well. So I mean, the Vikings have a chance to really start making some hay and really get some positive vibes going, because as of right now, even though the Vikings are 3-1, the last two games, maybe not so much, but putting the bank thing on the Bears at home would just be beautiful, man. Absolutely. And the Vikings, even though they've had issues on defense, you know, Ed Donatel letting Andy Dalton march for 3 touchdowns is kind of rough, man. But the Bears offense, not so much. I mean, so we joked about the Zimmer offense being back in the 1920s with the Charleston and but I mean, this Bears offense, it's been prehistoric. Like, it's been ridiculous. Justin Fields does deserve better, man, but they're at the bottom or near the bottom in every major passing category. Also, total yardage, they're 31st. Points, they've only scored 64 through 4 games. They're 30th in the league. Third down, they're horrible. Red zone, they're horrible. It's just amazing, man. And I do think that this is going to be a big Dalvin Cook game. He showed that the shoulder is fine against the Saints, and another week removed, I think that he could have a big-time game, because the Bears' run defense, as they've shifted from the 3-4 to the 4-3, it's not so much. Like, it's really been very poopy, which is, again, ironic because of Matt Eberflus, the IKEA toilet. So the Vikings could and should get things done at home against the Bears. And like we said, I mean, leading into the bye week, having some nice momentum going down to Miami. The Dolphins are an extremely tough team. Even if Tua doesn't play, he shouldn't play, but you know, we'll see. But the Vikings could realistically roll into the bye week at 5-1. I mean, they'll probably be slight dogs on the road against Miami, even with Tua out. But they're 7-point favorites at home against the Bears. And have there be no doubt, like, again, can we just please have that delicious, like, 40-3 type cathartic ass kicking? Can we have that? We're going to whip somebody's ass. And then you start getting into the meat of the schedule. So say the Vikings do roll into the bye at 5-1. Then you got the Cardinals at home. The Cardinals are a completely different team on the road. You're at the Commies, which, you know, who knows what Carson Wentz you're going to get on a given day. You're at the Bills Week 10. That's going to be a hell of a game. But then you got the Cowboys at home. Probably going to be Dak. I mean, even though Cooper Rush has been the Vikings' kryptonite and he's 4-0 in his starts and is looking pretty good, who knows? Mac Jones should be back Week 12, Thursday Night Football against the Patriots, and blah, 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 right? And then we're starting looking too far ahead. But so I say that we shouldn't look too far ahead, but let's look far ahead for the Packers. So a lot of people are making a big stake. It's like, well, I mean, the Packers get the Giants and then they get the Jets at home, blah, 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 blah. All the Jets have been kind of plucky, and then the Giants also are 3-1. Maybe fraudulently 3-1, but also we should talk about that. But then, so they got the Giants, Jets. They're at the Commies, but then the schedule gets pretty frothy for the Packers because they're on the road against the Bills in primetime, just like the Vikings are on the road against the Bills. They're at the Lions, which is not a gimme. I mean, unless you're Geno Smith. Then they're hosting the Cowboys. They got the Titans on Thursday Night Football, and hopefully Derrick Henry and the Tennessee Titans are starting to get something going. And then they're at the Eagles. So, I mean, the Packers schedule is very similar to the Vikings, especially the home and aways, but that's a really tough 5-game stretch. And then they're at Chicago, which, whatever. I may as well just have 2 bye weeks in a row. They got the Rams on Monday Night Football, blah, blah, blah. But the Vikings do have a golden opportunity this week to put the bank thing on the Bears, get some separation in the NFC North Division, starting 4-1, starting 3-0 in division. So we just need it. Just need it and get the momentum rolling to week 6, 1 week at a time. But gotta be kind of hopeful. Got to be kind of hopeful looking forward to the next stanza in the schedule. The next 4 games: Bears at Dolphins, Cardinals homes at the Commies. You feel pretty good. So hopefully the Vikings have taken the lessons from the Lions and Saints games to heart. No, they can't let teams hang around. They can't take teams lightly. They can't play down your competition. So have there be no doubt. Plus, this is the last home game here at US Bank Stadium for the next 3 weeks. So show up and show out for the fans and absolutely get after it, man. Absolutely. But your thoughts are our thoughts. The Vikings have a golden opportunity against the crooked Chicago Bears on Sunday, a historic US Bank Stadium. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.